Or you do. You're the only person that can answer questions about yourself.
It used to be Jeffe 15 for the simple case of like 15 was like a number that we went about when we were children. But there's this whole like gang affiliation stuff that's going on, and I was like, nah, I'll definitely change it for that. Do you know what I mean? Because like I always say to you, like, that's not the message I'm trying to push personally. Remember, what's it called now? The one in Trafford? They do it every year. Is it Albert's?
Albert's?
Not Albert's, what's it called?
A festival?
It's not a festival, it's like a little warehouse project. I don't know where Albert's came from.
Trafford?
Is it
It's in Piccadilly.
Eh?
Warehouse
now
project.
it's in Piccadilly.
Oh, it used to be at the old Victoria warehouse.
See, I'm old. Yeah,
no.
crazy.
You're not that much older, but I know.
Ancient and that's insane. That's insane.
Also, you artists with your analogies of like really good.
A what?
You artists and your analogies.
Didn't know why. English is a hard language, you know. I've never heard that word in my life.
Analogy.
What did you say again? Say it again.
I said you artists and your analogies.
Oh, right, cool. Me and my analogies. I thought you said a new word.
No, analogies. No, it's not a new word. It's not a new word. No, I'm just, because like every artist I've spoken to has their own analogy. And I'm just thinking like, where do you lot get these analogies from?
That's how the brain works, man.
It's really good. Like they're great analogies and they fit so perfectly. But I'm just like, how does everyone have a different one? Mr. Jeffe, Mr. S.O.B, actually. This is After the Applause. Hi guys, welcome back to After the Applause. This is episode 38 and I am Saoirse Marie. If you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see I've decided to stick with this layout for the intros and outros. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, just through the audio, my audio listeners, hello. I hope you're all okay. You might hear a bit more of an echo on the intro and outro just because I've changed where I am recording it, but I quite like the way it looks on the frame. So let's just get straight into it. Oh, actually, if you're new here, hello, welcome. After the Applause is a podcast highlighting and promoting everything related to the grassroots, specifically in the north of England. Whether that be artists, event organisers, promoters, managers, stylists, makeup artists, photographers, the whole lot, everyone that's involved in putting on a live event in the music scene, specifically in the north of England, because there is so much talent and diversity in the north of England that needs to be celebrated, and this is the platform for it. So speaking of people that need to be celebrated, let's get straight into the first guest. We have our very own Manchester's very own Jeffe. Now, I first met Jeffe when he was doing the RTB set at RTB, Raise the Bar, at ATMA. And it was the set that he won and then the champion set he did after. And I spoke to him before his champion set and after his champion set, but what intrigued me about Jeffe so much was the energy he brought straight away from his set, which is why he won, and he just had everyone matching his energy throughout it, and it was incredible, and it really took me by surprise. And then I interviewed him on a radio station, and his answers really intrigued me, and I was really kind of just this person. I was just so interested in him and what he's about and his just philosophy to his career and life. So had to get him on the podcast, obviously. This episode was recorded at Renae, and I've figured out how to use a camera too, so the layout looks beautiful. However, when you're listening to the interview, you might hear some drilling and some hammering. You're not going crazy. I thought I was going crazy when I was doing the edits, because I could hear it, and I thought there were builders outside when I was doing it, but it's actually in the recording, so you're not going crazy. It's very faint. Hopefully audio listeners, you won't really hear it too much, but if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you might hear it a little bit. But it doesn't take away from the conversation we had and what Jeffe had to say. I had so much fun doing this interview. Let's give it a listen. We are joined today by Manchester talent, Manchester artist, Mr. Jeffe, Mr. S.O.B, actually. I do want to talk about that and your kind of whole idea about the Manchester scene and your kind of career so far. But the first question I've got for you is, what was the first gig you ever went to?
I went to?
Yes.
Okay. It must have been a Pusha T one back in the day in Manchester.
Okay, yeah.
Like I love bars, do you know what I mean? And it was my older cousin who put me onto it, and I remember just being there like, what's going on here? And I'm just taking it in like a kid. I'm just like, wow.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah.
That's crazy, really heavily engrossed. Was that kind of like a pinnacle for you, or you were like, oh my gosh, I could do this?
To be fair, the one that made me feel like I could do this was the SL one. It was SL, Nines, Scraps. Scraps is one of my favourite rappers ever. Like, listen, Scraps on a daily. Scraps on a daily. It's one of the, do you know what I mean? It's one of them Scraps on a daily. Like, yeah, I'm obsessed. I went and seen Scraps. They performed, they came out and greeted everybody, literally just walking around like everybody else. We were all smoking, everybody was chilling. And you know how you have like a pre-notion of somebody in your head and then you meet them. It's like, wow, literally, yeah.
Gosh, that's quite crazy because so many people like don't meet your heroes, but this time it was different.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. The only person I didn't get to meet up close was Nines. I would have loved to, but Scraps even better, so.
So this was kind of like a moment where you realised that you could rap and you could do music, but would you say that was the same moment, or when was there a moment that you realised that you could rap and you could make music as a career? When was that moment for you?
Like, we've always made music in my family. We've always made music since young, whether you're going to church and you're singing, whether you're writing poems, because it's the same kind of still, or whether you're, like, my cousin was a rapper, like, back when we used to live in Middlesbrough.
Okay.
And you call him Flavor. If you know, you know. If you don't know, get to know. Yeah, Flava Makoya, the guy. You get me? He was cold, man, and he grew up in the area of CDs and stuff, so he never got into the streaming and everything else. But I feel like if he had done it in this day and age, definitely. So we've always made music in our family. When I realized that, cool, I want to do it myself, it was back when I had another friend. He was always saying to me, bro, come to the studio, man. I'm like, nah, man. But we'd sit around and we'd mess around and we'd be like freestyling, even though I don't freestyle. We sat around messing about, and then we've gone to the studio. We've sat there, the producer and the engineer's like, yo, bro, your voice and this and that. I'm like, come on, you man, stop it, bro. You know you want my cash in it. Like, I'm gonna pay you regardless, but don't be lying to me. But I don't know what it was. We made the song, we put it out, it got a really good response. And then I stopped releasing anything for like 2-3 years whilst I was just writing and just perfecting like the type of writing style I want to do, the type of artist I want to be, listening to inspirations, going to the little shows and stuff like that, and seeing what's out there and seeing what I can do and what I can work with, and trying to balance it to my experiences and things like that. And then literally 2 years later in my little cousin's house, Radcliffe, sat there, was just rapping, and I thought, and it just kept going. And I was like, okay. I went home, listened to the same beat, and I thought, let me write something down. And then I wrote a song called Late Night Text. If you know about Late Night Text, you know about Late Night Text. And then that got an even crazier reception. So I was like, all right, cool, fine, let's do this. Let's go. Okay. And then literally that, in his bedroom, why? It literally clicked right there and then in the moment that, cool, let's go do it and see what happens. Because we had put a song out before. The first one that we put out was as a group of 3 people. So we put out 1 or 2 songs. They both did all right. We stopped making music for like 2 years because obviously politics and things like that. And then I started doing it by myself. And then I went to my cousin's house and he would tell me all the time, just write it down, bro, just write it down. But I never used to write. And then went home, wrote, and then boom, here we are. Journey.
Big
proper journey.
Sounds like very much a family thing as well. Like very heavily kind of family oriented, which is quite cool that you're kind of building each other up together. That's really nice. How would you kind of like describe your sound and your style to somebody that was first listening to your music?
I'd say if you like real music, if you want to know real experiences and real stories, and you're not worried about the boundaries of genres and the boundaries of styles and things like that, because one day I could be singing on the mic because genuinely I feel super emotional and that's what I want to do. And all my music is based off of an emotion. I could be a happy emotion, laughing emotion, sad emotion. So it's a thing where like I try and only write when I feel like I want to write. I'd never sit there and say, okay, today for an hour we're writing. I don't feel like it works. I feel like music is a natural thing because it's a connection thing. Like I'm putting something out there to you. So to describe my music, I'd say if you like real music, if you want to feel something, and if you want to hear real life experiences without the glitz and the glam and me exaggerating what's happened or anything like that, that's the type of music I make. Real, unexaggerated, and humble music, should we say. Yeah.
I introduced you as Mr. S.O.B. What does S.O.B. stand for?
Stand on business.
Why do you kind of go by this name?
It's just one of those things I've always lived by. Like, whatever you say, whatever you want to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. Regardless of whether that person's looking at you weird or whatever, when he goes home, he's facing the same dilemma you've got in a different way. Do you understand? Like, for example, I used to be a person who was dead shy. But believe it or not, yeah.
You shy?
Yeah, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I'd walk into a room and I'd sit there and be quiet and suss things out first, but then I started doing things the other way around. I just walk into a room and get involved. Do you know what I mean? And then you realize that, okay, what you were worried about isn't anything. So with absolutely anything, if I put my mind to it, I'm going to do it. So we stand on business. Whatever the business of the day is, stand on it. Do you know what I mean? Type of thing.
Okay, amazing. And I feel like that really ties into everything that I've seen you do, and when I've spoken to you before, you are just very dedicated. You're always practicing your lyrics. You're always just kind of like working on yourself and working on just getting better and everything. So when was this shift for you? Because like you said, you were shy at first and then you kind of became this person that stood on business. When did that shift happen for you?
I think it's like over time. Like I've gone through, I wouldn't say gone through many friendship groups, but like I've lost a lot of friends. Do you know what I mean? Due to like simple growth. But at the time, it doesn't look like growth. At the time, it might come like a problem, like, okay, this person and that person is hating on this person and that person, but it's not. That was your time to grow and you grew your wings. Like, look at pigeons in a little nest. Not all of them are going to learn how to fly at the same time. Do you understand? So little pigeon can't hate on big pigeon because big pigeon has learned how to fly. Do you understand what I mean? But we're all destined for higher places. Some way, somehow, it might not be in this room. It might be in the next room. You might need to leave the room for you to get to the next room. Do you understand? So for me, it was a thing where over time I've lost friends, and at the time I'd be hurting because I'm an emotional guy, yo. Like, and I love all my people, literally like brothers. Do you know what I mean? So whenever I lost a friend, it was always something out of me. It was always left. So I used to ask myself, like, what have I done wrong? What have I done this? And Flavor used to tell me, like, my cousin, I'm telling you, he used to tell me, like, bro, why are you questioning yourself? Like, why are you, like, looking at yourself in a way and this and that? But then I've always been a critical person because you can't think you don't have fault. Do you understand? So I always tried to look at it in that way, but I always looked at my own faults first. Do you get me? But then it was like, sometimes they're not faults, bro. Sometimes that's what's going to allow you to grow and keep going further and keep going forward. Do you understand what I mean? So after having that conversation with him, I kind of said, okay, cool. Stand on business. You're on your own now. For a good 6 months, I chilled by myself. Do you know what I mean? Like a good 6 months, I chilled by myself. I'd go studio on my own. I wouldn't take no one with me, or maybe one person. Do you know what I mean? To just come film stuff for me. But I'd go studio by myself because I realized at the time when I was going studio with a lot of people, I wasn't being real to the artist that I want to be because I'm too afraid of the judgment and everything else. Like I was saying, the shyness and this and that. Went and smacked it on my own. Boom, boom, boom. Couple of studio sessions. Got to a point where I'm like, cool, I'm comfortable. That's when I was like, all right, cool. I found myself now. And then here we are.
Do you think if you had done it any other way, you would be where you are now?
Not really. Everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a person who genuinely believes, like, good or bad, everything happens for a reason. Yes, we do little things to influence the tiny changes of the little things that happen in life and this and that, but if it was meant to be, it's going to happen.
100%.
Then this one's meant to be. You get me? It's meant to be.
Would you kind of label yourself a rap artist?
I'm a rapper.
You're a rapper. Okay.
Rapper.
So what do you think people kind of perceive about you as a rapper and then are kind of surprised to discover about you?
Okay, because the internet's a dark place, you know. The internet's a dark place. You put something out, it stays there permanently, do you know what I mean? Someone's got it somewhere. So we've all been through drill times, guys, yeah, where we've tried the whole, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I did the whole drill thing a little bit when I was in a group. So I feel like a lot of people met me then, and then now they listen to my music and they're like, you're soft, aren't you? Like, what do you mean, feelings? You know, talk about your feelings. But I think a lot of people would look at me from the outside and then be like, okay, just another rapper. But you literally need to just press play. Give it 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Just press play, close your eyes, give it 30 seconds, 40 seconds. You realize I'm not like the rest of them. Do you know what I mean? I've got a deeper story to tell. You know what I mean? It's not just surface level stuff. I've got a deeper story to tell. And it's only more and more stuff that's going to keep coming, do you know what I mean? If I could just take my hard drive and plug it in and it worked that way, I would. But obviously you got to be smart and things like that.
And I think like what we've just been speaking about and kind of like your whole work ethic as well is what makes you different to other rappers too, for sure. I first met you at Raise the Bar, and it was, shout outs to Raise the Bar, and it was the month before when you did the set and you won the champion set. So I saw you then and I saw you when you did your champion set. Since then, you've done a lot of collaborative work with a lot of artists in and around Manchester, which is amazing to see.
Couple Wolverhampton people there, you know yourself, you get me?
Okay, all right. We're going a bit more national.
Yeah.
So has this kind of changed your perspective on the community within the kind of rap scene in Manchester?
Low key, yeah. Low key, high key, because like from the outside looking in, the scene looks super saturated and it looks like nobody wants to work with nobody, or it's a tight click here and a tight click there. But a lot of these guys are actually nicer than you'd see. Do you know what I mean? Like, bring you in, like, shouts out my name. She's been taking me everywhere, like, whatever show she's got, she's been taking me. Family First as well, doing the same thing. Like, but from the outside looking in, you might not see it like that, but they're genuine, real people with real emotions, real plans, and real goals, like. So it has changed my perception a lot.
Everyone's just a big softie.
Pretty much.
Since this has kind of changed your perspective, how do you view the underground rap community in Manchester now? How do you see it?
It's booming, man. Booming. There's a lot of contenders, like there's a lot of competition, heavyweights in there. Like, you're asking yourself, you've not blown, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, I keep on raise the bar and like, they're literally raising the bar. Do you know what I mean? And you go to other places, hidden talents, everyone's doing their thing, man. Like, you see some young guys, like, super knowledge, super skills. So, boy, the people need to look at the North for real. People need to look at the North for real. Like, we get it, but look up there. Like, let's look up here and see what's going on. Like, they need to, 110%. Like, Manchester's on the up. It's been on the up for a long time. The day they realise it might be too late. It might be too late. Do you know what I mean? We might be gone.
What do you think could be done to kind of like get more people to recognise Manchester? Do you think there could be anything to be done?
There's always going to be that bridge. Like, for example, you got die-hard Manchester people, you got die-hard Midlands people, you got die-hard Southern people who just won't look elsewhere. Just like with everything. But I think if we did a lot more, say, for example, imagine RTB did a RTB Liverpool or RTB Northampton. Do you know what I mean? They branched out, but they brought headliners from home. They don't have to be headliners per se, but brought some artists to come and represent for our side. That's how we're going to get, because from that one show that I did, I made 9 songs with 9 different artists. Do you know what I mean? One show. So imagine we went around, and as long as the artists are open to working with each other, we're good. You know what I mean? So it's just about branching out, and the Manchester brands need to go branch out with other brands, and them lot need to do the same. Cross that bridge. That's all we got to do.
Would you say that before RTB you were putting yourself out there a lot, or is it since RTB you've been putting yourself out there more?
Definitely. RTB definitely showing me levels. Like I said, they gave me a massive confidence boost, massive numbers boost, should we say. Like I said, the networking that I got from there is crazy, man. I've met people who've encouraged me more than people that I've known for years, more than people that I've been around for absolutely ages, and they've properly encouraged me to like, okay, bro, I've heard your stuff, drop it. I've got people who have been around for ages who will just give you the, it's all right, bro. It's hard that, bro. It's cool that, bro. I want you to tell me what you don't like. I want you to like, let's dissect it together. And that's what some of these people who weren't my friends before but are now friends have been doing for me. And that's all because of that one show, like I said. Like, big respects to them, look, they're doing a lot for the Manchester artists.
Since putting yourself out there more and meeting all of these people, what's something that you're kind of learning about yourself and your music?
Not that, let's not say I've learned it per se, like I've always known I'm a people person, but I went through stages of being shy, like I said, but I've just come back to myself, being happy, being bubbly. I'm outside, I'm making jokes, I'm laughing with people. Like, you see, when you're doing a lot of this road life and things like that, you get like boxed into like this world where you're always like paranoid and you don't really want to be around people. And I went through like years of being like that, of like not necessarily wanting to go and be in crowds and be in different places because, I don't know, you have your own reasons and like the way you're feeling behind or looking over your shoulder or whatnot. But ever since like doing all of this stuff, yeah, man, I've rediscovered that I enjoy being outside. I enjoy being around people. I enjoy laughing. I'm a happy guy. People tell me I'm funny. I know I'm funny in it, but like, I mean, like, yeah.
People probably need to stop telling you that. Since you've started kind of coming outside more, and you've also been doing a lot more live performances, you just performed at Hidden Talents with Family First the other week. What's kind of a principle that you always bring into your live performances? Like,
my energy's got to be as if it's my own stuff, like, all the time, because whether or not it's your set, you're representing you. And at the same time, big respects to the person who didn't have to shout you, but they did shout you, so give them 100%. So, like, even if I'm gonna look like a madman, I'm dancing up there by myself. I'm doing it for you, bro. Like, I'm gonna come through and I'm gonna turn it up as if it's my own set, because that's just how it's gotta be, man. If we're boys and even if we're working together and you've supported me by bringing me here, there's no reason why I should come there and be all closed in and lazy. I gotta turn up like it's my own set, you know what I mean? 100% energy all the time is my thing.
How did you learn that? Because I have seen you perform, and that's why you won Raise the Bar that month, was because of your music as well, but like a big part of it was the energy that you brought, and it kind of heightened the energy for everyone that was watching you as well. So how did you learn to do that?
If you know, you know, yeah. I used to be an MC in church. Like, I told you I'm a religious boy. I believe in Jesus Christ type of thing, you get me? Like, I used to be an MC in church. I used to preach in church and things like that. So the stage fright thing's not my thing. It's just, I got a bit nervous, obviously, because it was my music and I'm sensitive about my music. But once we got over that barrier, it's like, let's go. Do you know what I mean? Level up. But I learned it in church, really, if I'm being completely real with you guys. You stand there and be preaching to the whole congregation and things like that. Doesn't mean, like, man's perfect or anything like that.
From a young age?
14, 15, preaching. Wow. Yeah. I used to be a youth leader, and obviously life thing. See, now I'm going to talk about it and people going to be in the comments like, but you said this in your music. I know. But life is life, people are people, and I'm a real person. Do you know what I mean? I go through real stuff. And yeah, my auntie proper influenced us into church and everything else. I was an MC, I was a youth leader, going around praying in hospitals, churches, praying for people, all sorts. I love helping people. That's my thing, innit? That's why I have so many friends. But I love helping people. I learned that from a young age, but obviously life takes its turn, and I'm in the world with you, man. But we still believe in Jesus, you get me? But we're here.
Do you ever kind of incorporate your religion within your music?
I try, but
do you worry about incorporating
I don't want to be that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you said this, but you're doing that. But I went on MEN News 10 years ago. It said you did this. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
People pulling out the receipts on you.
Yeah, like, I will get there because, like I said, my aunt is a big influence in my life, and she always tells me, like, Jesus. Jesus. I want to. I'm trying to find a way to do it. And don't get me wrong, man. I'm not perfect, but... Try.
We've spoken about before, and you kind of mentioned it earlier, is that you don't really freestyle. Why is that? How come you don't?
I think I'm too conscious, man.
Okay.
I can't. My boy Deezy tells me, I can't say your full name on here, bro, because it's mad. But my boy Deezy, he tells me all the time, he'll be like, yo, bro, just let it flow, man. But then I'm too conscious because, like, I don't know. I'm too worried about what I'm going to say. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so conscious about lying.
Okay.
I'd never want to be that guy who just says things, because that's not what I'm trying to push. I'm trying to push the narrative of you can be honest in your truth in however you want to be. Like, the truth here is you, be honest, that's it. Like, if you're feeling happy, you're feeling happy. Feeling sad, you're feeling sad. That's what it is. We spend a lot of time trying to mask ourselves and hide what's actually going on and what's actually reality, that we end up getting lost in the sauce. We're all in the stew. And then now you're feeling a different way inside, but your face is trying to fight it. And it just doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? So it's one of them things. So I'm too conscious about lying. I'm trying my best to, like, tell you real stories so that somebody can get a message out of it. There's so much music that's just brain dead music. That's just music just for vibes. It's not, life's not all about vibes. It's all about, like, empowering each other and just keeping each other going, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, there's many different ways for me and for you to do that for the next person. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I always say to my other artist friends, like, don't be shy about your music, bro. It will resonate with somebody. That's why you've got the gift. God gives someone 1 talent, someone 2 talents, someone 10 talents. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you've got a talent. Use it. Use it. Don't be at home now rapping to yourself in the mirror. Let me hear it, bro. Let me hear it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Never know, it might change my life.
What is the purpose, or what is the message that you want people to understand about Jeffe and your music?
I want everyone to feel freedom. Do you know what I mean? We're all locked in so many different prisons in our own lives. Like, someone hates themselves for a reason that you shouldn't hate yourself for. Like, somebody beats themselves up every day over things you don't need to beat yourself up about. I want you to be free in yourself. Do you know what I mean? If you want to wake up today and do backflips down the street, mate, do you, bro. Like, it's like literally like we're on this world like one time. You're here literally the one time. I'm a person who tries not to regret as much. Do you know what I mean, in life? Like, you did it. That's what I'm saying. Stand on business. You did it. You did it. So knowing that, what I'm going to do is exactly what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? Obviously without harming people and whatnot, but to a point where you have to satisfy yourself and everything that you want to do inside you. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be 30 years old, 40 years old, 60 years old saying, oh man, I remember when I used to be like this. Do you know what I mean? I know a lot of guys who are like that. Like, I have a lot of older friends who will tell me straight, like, bro, make your music, do it now. Make your music, do it now. Go outside, do this, do that. Enjoy time. Don't waste your time chasing girls and doing all of them things. You get me? Yeah. So it's one of them, innit? Be free. My message is just be free, bro. Like, don't be shy. Be free. Stand on business, bro. Like, tomorrow ain't promised. You might not know about tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So.
Okay, so can you tell us about any, like, future plans or projects, performances coming up over the next couple of months?
So, On My Own is dropping. Everyone's been asking me when it's dropping, but I was trying to push money a little bit more. On My Own is dropping, I promise you. If you want to know the date, JEFEE_official MCR. Lock in and I'll drop the date in the next week or so, I promise you. I'm just filming a lot of exciting stuff at the moment. Filming 4 new music videos as of last weekend. For some songs you may have heard and some songs you haven't heard, but I promise to give you visuals as well as sounds, as well as TikToks, as well as some BTS stuff. Performing in Wolverhampton for Banks. We've got a Hidden Talents Festival coming along. One had a surprise act, so come and see, man.
I've got so much to say about this interview with Jeffe. He genuinely just doesn't do anything half-assed at all. Everything that he speaks about, it all coincides, it all correlates with his music and the way he holds himself. And his answers were so well articulated and well structured. You can see and hear that he has really been meticulous with what he's trying to portray with his music and what he's trying to portray within himself as a person. So all of his answers just really coincided with each other. He's real, he's authentic, he's unexaggerated, and that is just highlighted through his answers and through his music. And he really is just standing on business. He genuinely is the definition of what he's putting out there. There's so much advice, so many analogies he used, and so much advice throughout this interview that I think anyone, any creative can take on for their craft. So please listen over to this interview again and again if you have to, just to remember and take on board everything he says in between all of the laughs. I'll just touch upon a couple of things that I picked up on through the interview. I have lots of notes on this, but we've not got enough time for me to give you a whole analysis. But what I really liked was when he had that conversation with his cousin about faults and flaws, not seeing them as faults, but seeing them as lessons and an opportunity to grow and strengthen your character and your person and your music, your work. I think that's a really important thing to highlight with anything that you do. It's kind of being able to reframe your mindset and seeing things from a place of abundance rather than a place of lack, and seeing that when you kind of maybe mess up or something goes wrong or doesn't go as planned, don't see it as a fault and see it as an issue, or see it as kind of like a spanner in the works. See it as a lesson. Look at the silver lining. What can you learn from that experience to allow you to grow and strengthen and build on your craft? The answer he gave about how he treats every performance with the same energy, no matter whether he's just featuring on a song or if it is a whole set he's doing himself, I think that really just again correlates with his whole philosophy and his whole ethos behind him as a person and his music. It's just that realness and that authenticity, and he's going into everything with 100% energy. And like he said, the person that's asked you to feature on the song, they didn't need to ask you, but they did. Your way of thanking them is by giving your 100%. And again, this just all piles up and equates to this Mr. S.O.B title that he has, which I think he rightfully deserves, to be honest. I also thought it was really interesting to hear that Jeffe thinks we should collaborate with other cities in order to kind of build up the community within the North and on a national level, I guess, as well, because by collaborating with various cities, you get yourself known and you get them known, and it just creates this wider community and it allows everyone to elevate together. I'm all about elevating together, and that is, I guess, the power in collaboration, that you can elevate together and equally. I genuinely have so many notes about this interview, but I've not got enough time to talk about all of them, but those are the few points that really stuck with me. So I genuinely think if you're not listening to Jeffe's music already, you really need to go check him out now. I'll link his socials in the description below. You should genuinely check out his music. I think he really is an artist to keep an eye out for over the next year, 2 years, however long, because he is so committed and he's so on point with what he wants and where he sees himself going and the direction he's taking himself. And I don't see anything but success for him, if I'm honest. So thank you so much, Jeffe, for coming on after the applause and chatting with me, sharing the start of your trajectory with us. And we wish you the most success with that. And hopefully when you're big and famous, you'll come back on here and tell us all about it. Thank you so much, loyal listeners, loyal viewers, however you're listening or watching to this podcast, wherever you're listening and watching. I really appreciate you all tuning in. Everyone that's been here since episode 1, wow, we're on episode 38, how crazy. Anyone that's new, thank you so much for taking the time to listen in and watch. I appreciate anyone and everyone that is tuning in, listening and supporting, because these artists and these people that work in the events need to be seen and they need to be celebrated and they need to be given their flowers. So thank you for supporting After the Applause. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Got it.